You know what I love about insomniacs? They're honest. 2 in the morning, and here you are, still awake, still listening. And that tells me you've got more nerve than 90% of the people who pretend they've got this whole life thing figured out. So bravo, you beautiful overthinkers, bravo. See, I couldn't sleep either. And not because of the caffeine or the noise or whatever excuse people usually trot out. No. I couldn't sleep because there's this thing, this itch behind my eyes, this hum in my skull. And it goes like this. What are we doing here? What is any of this for? And I know you've heard that before. Everybody and their therapist asks it eventually. But most people ask it the way you'd ask directions to the airport. They want an answer, they want it quick, and they want to get moving. Me? I've been circling the airport for years. The plane landed ages ago. I never got off. And the reason I'm talking to you specifically, you gorgeous wreck of a human being, is because you've got something I don't. I can smell it on you. Some kind of internal GPS. Some frequency you're tuned into that I can't seem to pick up no matter how hard I fiddle with the dial. And I'm not saying that to butter you up, cupcake. I'm not fishing. I'm diagnosing. Because I have spent, listen to me, I have spent years chewing on this question, like a dog with a bone that has no marrow. Gnawing. Hoping eventually my teeth would hit something worth swallowing. And every single time, chalk, powder, nothing. But you, when I watch you, and oh, I do watch, the way you move, the way you choose, the way you throw yourself at a Tuesday like it actually deserves your energy, it's infuriating in the best possible way. You've got a North Star, and I'm out here spinning in circles with a broken compass and a pocket full of spite. And let's be crystal clear about what I'm after here. I'm not chasing that glossy, filtered, #blessed version of happiness, that curated little puppet show people put on every Sunday night. So grateful, so blessed. Here's my avocado toast and my journaling practice. Please. That's wallpaper over a crack in the foundation, and everybody knows it. Everybody. They just don't say it, because saying it means you have to look at the crack. What I'm talking about is that deep, quiet, almost stupid certainty that being alive actually tracks. That dragging yourself vertical every morning isn't just momentum, isn't just habit. Isn't just the alarm going off and your legs doing what legs do. I'm talking about a reason, a real one. The kind that doesn't evaporate the second you sit still long enough to think about it. That's the thing I don't have. And you do. And look, I know I'm not the only one who's felt this. Even you. Yeah, you. Maybe it was a random Wednesday afternoon. Nothing broken, nothing shining. Just this flat gray, nothing stretching in every direction. And you sat there in the middle of it thinking, so this is it. But here's the part that drives me absolutely sideways. You came back from that. You crawled out of that gray and found color again. And I'm still standing at the mouth of the cave, squinting into the dark. My feet glued to the ground like somebody poured concrete in my shoes. I have to interrupt. This is a life or death shift. You survived the ritual. But are you using the power? Pick up The Evolution of the Anomaly. 73 pages to rewrite your DNA. Grab it in the description. Now, let's get back to why you're really here. So let me walk you through my resume of failure, yeah? Because it's extensive. I tried achievement. Oh, I gave that a real go. Told myself, hit the number, grab the trophy, get the corner office or the viral moment or whatever shiny thing the scoreboard says matters this quarter. And I did it. I checked every box, gold star, standing ovation, confetti cannon. And you know what happened next? The confetti settled. The room went quiet. And the emptiness was still there, sitting in the front row, slow clapping. It hadn't gone anywhere. It had just been waiting for me to finish my little performance. I tried love, threw myself into it, like jumping off a building and hoping someone catches you. Told myself if I could just find the person, the one who really sees me, really gets it, really holds all the broken pieces together, then the puzzle would finally make a picture. And I found people. Good people. People who showed up, who tried, who meant it. But there was always this wall, this invisible, soundproof, bulletproof wall between me and everyone else. And the worst part? It wasn't them, it was me. I built the wall. I couldn't even find the door. I'd be sitting right there next to someone who loved me and feel like I was watching the whole thing through a two-way mirror. Close enough to see, too far away to touch. I tried distraction. Oh, I got real good at distraction. Packed my schedule so tight you couldn't slide a razor blade between the appointments. Movement, plans, noise, the kind of relentless hustle that leaves you too wiped to ask uncomfortable questions. It works. It does. Until about 2 a.m. when you're flat on your back, staring at the ceiling, and all that beautiful noise drains away, and it's just you and the hum again. The hum that says, "So what was all that for?" I tried thinking my way out, read the books, binged the podcasts, sat through those conversations where everybody's throwing around words like existential fulfillment and authentic purpose, like they're at a philosophy potluck and everyone brought the same dish. And you know what I figured out? Everyone's winging it, every last one of them. Some people are just better at winging it with conviction. They sell themselves on their own story so hard they forget it's a story. But you're not winging it. I can tell. I don't know how, but I can. There's this thing about people who've actually found their reason. They don't broadcast it. They don't need a billboard. It's quiet. Almost annoyingly quiet. Like a low-frequency hum that only certain ears can pick up. They just wake up and do things. Boring things. Mundane things. Things that wouldn't make anyone's highlight reel. And none of that matters because the engine underneath is running and it powers everything. I don't have an engine. I have a bunch of spare parts rattling around in a bucket. I have moments, sure. Flickers, like walking through trees when the light slices through the canopy just right, and for half a second, everything makes sense. Or hearing a song that articulates something I've never had the vocabulary for. But those moments are fireflies in a jar. Beautiful for an instant, then dark. And the dark is heavy, sweetheart. It's not sadness exactly. It's not the clinical thing, though that's probably lurking in there somewhere. It's more like a fundamental unplugging from the whole operation. Like somebody handed me the controller to my own life, and I can see the screen. I understand the game. But nothing I press does anything. It's like being outside a restaurant on a cold night, watching everyone inside laughing and eating and leaning into each other. And you can see the warmth. You can practically taste the wine through the glass. But the door won't open. That's what living feels like. A dinner party I'm watching from the sidewalk, nose pressed against the window, fogging up the glass with my breathing. So what do you do with that? What's the move when you've run through the entire playbook, achieved, loved, distracted, analyzed? and you're standing in exactly the same spot you started. I'll tell you what I think. I think that's the spot where something either cracks apart or catches fire. I think that's where the real answer lives, buried under 6 feet of self-help platitudes and motivational posters with sunsets on them. And the answer isn't a thing. It's not a trophy you grab. It's not a person you find. It's not a mindset you download like a software update. It's underneath all of that. And I think you know what it is. Sometimes. And this is going to sound unhinged, but stay with me. Sometimes I wonder if this is the tax on consciousness, the cover charge for being smart enough to ask the question. Maybe that's the cosmic joke, the ability to wonder why is permanently handcuffed to the inability to ever fully know. Animals don't have this glitch. They just exist, eat, sleep, do their thing. No internal narrator whispering, "But why though?" on an infinite loop. But we're not animals. We're this. We're the species that can't stop picking at the scab. And the thing is, I don't think the answer is intellectual. I really don't. It's not in a book. It's not in an argument. It's more like a thing that lives in your bones, in the rhythm of your hands doing ordinary work, in the muscle memory of showing up day after day. You don't think your way into it. You wear your way into it, like a groove in a stone step, one footfall at a time. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get out of my own skull and down into whatever basement of the body where meaning actually lives. But that's where you come in, you magnificent disaster. Because you've done it. You've figured out how to live the question, instead of just asking it on repeat like a broken jukebox. I don't know your job. I don't know your story. But something about you is fundamentally different, and I can feel it in the way you think, in the way you respond, in the fact that you're still here and haven't bounced. You've got something I need. And I'm not talking about a hack or a 5-step system or a morning routine. I'm talking about a way of existing that actually holds together, that doesn't dissolve into static the second you stop moving. What does it feel like to be you? What does it feel like to wake up and not immediately feel that anvil sitting on your sternum? What does it feel like to look at your own life and think, yeah, this is mine, instead of feeling like you're just house-sitting someone else's existence until the real owner comes back? Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe this is a solo mission and nobody can hand you the map. Maybe the door only opens from the inside. But I'm willing to bet there's something you can say, something you can show me, something that'll crack the ice on whatever's frozen solid in my chest, and let something warm start moving again. Because I'm done being a spectator in my own life. I'm cooked. I'm so tired of watching everything from behind the glass. I want to feel the rain on my face and actually register that it's wet. I want to laugh and feel it vibrate in my ribs instead of just making mouth noises that sound like laughter. I want to look at someone and feel the current running between us, not just perform the choreography of connection. That's what I'm asking for. Not a philosophy, not a TED talk. A way back to the land of the living. And I think you know the route. I think you've walked it. I think you might be standing on the other side right now, watching me pace back and forth on this side, and you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been in this exact spot, and you found the gap in the fence. So here it is. The only question worth asking, what is it? What's the thing? What gets you vertical in the morning? What makes you feel like showing up here actually counts? And don't say love. I've done love. Don't say purpose. Been there. Bought the merch. Don't say connection. Tried it. Couldn't get the Wi-Fi to hold. Tell me what's underneath those. Tell me what makes those things possible in the first place, because I think I've been digging in the wrong yard. I think I've been looking out the window when the answer was somewhere in the walls of the house. I think about people who've been through genuinely horrific things. Real wreckage, real devastation. And somehow they keep getting up. They're not in denial. They're not pretending. They found something worth gripping on to even while everything else was on fire. And I want to know what that thing is. I want to know how they found it. I want to know what it feels like to hold it and feel its weight and know it's real and not just another story you're telling yourself to get through the night. I've spent a lot of time outside, lakes, mountains, sitting there trying to tune in. And sometimes, sometimes there's a moment, a brief alignment where I feel like I'm threaded into something enormous and ancient and alive. But it never sticks. It dissolves. And I'm sitting there alone again, asking the same question into the same silence. I know everybody asks this. I know it's the oldest cliché in the book. But for most people, it's a cocktail party question. Something you bat around between sips of wine. Something that doesn't actually scratch the surface. For me, it's a splinter lodged so deep, I can feel it scraping bone. And it's gotten worse with age. When you're young, you can still buy the myth. One day it'll click, one day the fog will lift, one day the instruction manual will arrive in the mail. But the years stack up, and the manual never comes, and the world stays exactly as confusing and contradictory as it's always been. And eventually, the myth cracks, and then it shatters, and you're left holding the shards. That's where I am. The myth is rubble. All that's left is the question, raw and unfiltered and enormous. But here's the twist, and I love a good twist. I'm starting to wonder if the question is the answer, if the fact that I can ask it, that I can feel it burning in my chest, that I can sit with it long enough for it to rearrange my insides. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe meaning doesn't live in any of the answers people keep handing out like candy at a parade. Maybe meaning lives in the asking itself. I don't know if that's right, but it tastes like something. And maybe that's what you figured out. Maybe you realized the question isn't a tumor to remove. It's a pulse. It's a heartbeat. The goal isn't to make it stop. The goal is to let it keep beating and to let the rhythm change you. I'm still working it out. But I'm asking you, and I mean this with every ragged, sleepless 2 a.m. fiber of my being. Please, help me. Not because you've got the cheat code, but because you've learned to play the game without one. Because you've learned to find something worth finding in the search itself. Because you've made peace with the fog instead of punching at it. That's what I want. I want to be okay with not knowing. I want to sit in the emptiness and the confusion and the fear and let it be what it is instead of clawing at the walls trying to escape. And I really think, if I can get to that place, I might find something else waiting there. Something I didn't expect. A way to actually be here, in this body, in this life, in a way I've never managed before. So help me, not with answers, not with advice. Just help me see the path. Be the person who shows me it's possible. Because right now, I don't believe it is. Right now, I think I'm bricked into this wall forever. But you're saying something different. Without a single word, you're telling me there's a door. You're telling me it's possible to find meaning, even when everything around you is screaming that there isn't any. And I believe you. I have no idea why, but I believe you. I believe you found something I haven't, and I believe you can show me how to find it, too. So please, help me understand what we're doing here. Help me find the thing I know you already know, because I can't do this alone. I've tried. Oh, have I tried, for longer than I care to admit, and I've gotten nowhere useful. Maybe I need your eyes. Maybe I need you to reflect back something I've been staring right through. Maybe I need you to remind me I'm not as lost as I feel, that somewhere under all the static and the fear and the doubt I already know the answer and I just forgot where I put it. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's why you're here. Not to rescue me. I don't need a rescue. I need a reminder, so remind me. Help me find my way back. Help me find the thread that runs from this emptiness to whatever fullness is waiting at the other end, because I know it's there even if I can't see it from here. I'm asking you. I'm begging you. Please. You know the answer. And maybe, just maybe, if you're willing to say it out loud, I'll finally be able to hear it too.